Yo, Darren and Jason, we breaking the matrix. Circuits and codes, we shaping the basics. Switching the system, yeah, we the mutation. Tech Disruptors, innovation, the station. Data rate stomping, algorithms popping. Bytes getting flipped, watch the data start dropping. We the ones they fear, Wi-Fi in the gear. Crypto in the veins, blockchain pioneer. Screens glow cold, but the minds run hot. Silicon dreams in the terabyte plot. Hacking the globe, yeah, we shatter the mode. Data overload, watch the future explode. Disrupt the code, break the mold. Tech Disruptors, we too bold. Darren and Jason, the future sold. Plug it like on, watch it unfold. Laser shot focus, the lens stay zooming. Zones in the air. AI's booming, deep dive tech, no room for illusions. Cloud in the sky, no room for confusion. Fiber optic flows, connections insane. Hacking the mainframe, rewiring the game. Blueprints we sketch, revolutions we fetch. Echoes in the net, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tech Disruptors podcast. My name is Darren. This handsome gentleman on my left is...
Of course, my name is Jason.
And we are joined by a very special guest today, the one, the only, the most requested YouTuber and tech reviewer on this channel ever, Ben Sin. How you doing, buddy?
Thanks for having me. Apologies if my lighting looks a little bit weird, but...
No, you're all good, man. I know you're in Japan right now, and I think it's like 5 a.m. in the morning, so we appreciate you joining us. It's really, thank you. We appreciate you coming on the show, man. Now, before we jump in, Ben, I got to talk to Jason really quickly about something really important to Jason. Jump in.
And the Tech Disruptors.
And the Tech Disruptors, that is correct.
Yes,
so
I'll
hand it over to Jason.
That's right. The Tech Disruptors, me and Darren, are officially teamed up with an absolute pioneer in the audio game. We are going to announce that Koss, that's right, Koss, is the official headphone partner of our podcast.
Correct. And if you don't know anything about the history of personal audio, you probably know the name Koss, right? So like 1958, John C. Koss invents the world's first high-fidelity headphone, the SP3. You may remember it. Ben probably is going, yep, I got this. Before that, headsets were mostly just for telephone operators and aviation, but Koss changed the game.
They really did change the game, Darren. They disrupted an entire industry by bringing the excitement of the live musical performance directly to your ears. From introducing the world's first electrostatic headphones in 1968 to the absolute iconic, let me pull them up here. Oh, I'm wearing them. The Porta Pros. And these are the Porta Pro wireless, and they've been turning heads since 1984. Now, these aren't the 84s. These are new ones. Koss is the original American stereophone company.
Now, really quickly, I'll just touch on a couple of things. Build quality, that classic vintage aesthetic. Most importantly, signature sound of Koss, which is unmatched. And whether you're editing digital content, gaming, or just kicking back with your favorite playlist, their high fidelity gear always delivers. Jason's rocking them right now. Mine are in the mail, according to Jason. Yes. He still hasn't sent them to me, but I'm waiting. But we actually have a huge deal for our listeners. Yes. And Ben, you can take advantage of this yourself too, buddy. I know you're in the States a fair bit. If you head over to Koss right now, koss.com, KOSS.com, and use the exclusive code TECHDIS, DIS25, you can save 25% on your checkout, on your order.
Yeah, plus it's free shipping. US only for now. We'll hopefully get that moved out faster, but either way, again, it's TECHDIS, TECHDIS 25, 25% off, free shipping. Koss.com. Huge shout out to Koss for helping us out, and let's get into the show.
And that didn't sound scripted at all. That was amazing. All right, how you doing, Ben? How you been, buddy?
Uh-oh.
I had very busy last week and finally had a few free days, so I took a random trip to Osaka, travel a bit.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
That is
amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of requests for you to come on the show because if Jason and I speak very highly of you and what you do, and if there is one person whose opinion Jason and I revere and listen to when it comes to tech, it's yours. Now, we want to kind of jump right in and
hold on. I got to ask one question though.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Me and Darren had this. We're in this conundrum.
Yes.
Conundrum. There we go. Of the Vivo and Oppo. But before we get into Vivo and Oppo, I know you may be bound by some things you can't say. What is your daily driver? What is your daily phone that you use every day?
Right now, my SIM card is in the Oppo, but I'm reviewing it. After
Okay.
that, it might go back to the Vivo X300 Ultra
Okay.
because I
Okay.
take a lot of photos, so the camera's the most important to me. But it's
Sure.
very close this year. No.
So Jason and I, just a little bit of history. Jason and I have always been Vivo fans. For the last couple of
Mhm.
years, we've literally bought every Ultra and Pro phone that they've released, and we largely believe that they make the best smartphone cameras, especially. Now, we've been caught in a bit of a conundrum because we've been kind of caught up in the hoopla surrounding the Oppo Find X9 Ultra. And but the one thing that's kind of setting off my spidey senses a little bit is we've seen little to no photo samples online.
Mm.
We've seen the official Oppo, through Oppo Malaysia, I think it was. They released some photos in the yesterday, I think it might have been. But we have yet to see anybody kind of leak any photos, and that's a little bit suspect to us because usually like Vivo and Xiaomi, they leak on is it Weibo? Usually they release. We start to see some photo samples there. So I know embargo ends, I think the 21st. Is that correct?
Yes. So in 2 more days, there will be photo samples.
Right. Okay. Great.
We
So,
don't want to
yeah,
get
I
you in
mean,
trouble. We're not going to
yeah,
get
we
you in
don't want to
trouble.
get you
We're
in
just
trouble. That's exactly right.
you can a lot of these outlets, like, and you're familiar with this. Me and Darren have purchased from Trinity before, so we're both big fans of Trinity. Me for Canada, Giztop, all those,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with the Chinese version as long as I have a daily driver because there are some things we miss globally. But we're both sitting here with our hands on the pre-order button for both. We don't want to do both. We don't get the samples for free. We don't want to drop $4,000 on two phones. We're stuck. We want to go with. We both had the Vivo 300. We both don't have them anymore. Is my question to you on the Vivo, since it's already kind of out now, is the 300 Ultra a big enough upgrade over the Pro, the 300 Pro?
I would say not big enough upgrade shot to buy. Particularly even compared to last year's X200 Ultra, I would say the updates are quite minimal. It's a lot
Yeah.
more in processing for videos this year. I do like the video processing a lot, but if you're taking still photos side by side, I think it'd be very hard to like see a major difference unless you really nitpick.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, Ben, we're always been Vivo fans, so like we're always rushing out to get the next one. But this the what we call that the hype surrounding the Oppo is starting to weigh on our shoulders a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe this year Oppo give it a try. But then I would feel like I'm betraying the brand I love the most, which is
for
Vivo,
sure.
right? So
Hey, that sounds like an Apple fan, right?
it sounds a little bit
They
like
don't waver from Apple because there's so we're in this ultra phone like era. I don't know who started it, probably Huawei or Vivo. Someone started it years ago, but Samsung does it. Apple hasn't quite yet. I'm sure they're going to with the folding device with rumors. So right now there's the Xiaomi, Vivo, Oppo, and I guess the S26 Ultra. Is there any? It's kind of a redundant question, I guess, because I'm rocking the Xiaomi right now just because I don't have the Vivo anymore, and Darren wasn't a big fan.
I wasn't a fan of the Xiaomi.
And I've seen your video. What are your thoughts on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra? Or I'm sorry, the Ultra, the new 17. I'm sorry.
I do really like the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, but I must honestly say they are a little bit behind Vivo this year if I were to rank the different Ultras. I think Xiaomi, maybe because they have a car now, they're focusing on that. Like I'm hearing internally the phone is not the top priority anymore.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
Yeah. They redirected their R&D to the car.
Well, that explains Samsung then too, because they make washers and dryers and everything else. They can't focus on the S26. Yeah. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
So Ben,
although I'm not sure how much of that I believe, because I thought Vivo was beating Xiaomi anyway, even like 2 years ago when Xiaomi was still. Yeah, but it really a lot of it comes down to preferences, because I do know people who think the Leica colors are their favorite, so they still prefer the Xiaomi Ultra. But I just like Vivo's processing the best, particularly the different picture profiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we noticed with the Xiaomi, especially like at least with the 15 last year, it overexposed a lot, and it still does, even with that newer sensor, which is really surprising. It's better, but it still really overexposes. I don't know what that issue is, if that's a processing issue or that's just their look. I don't know.
Now, Ben,
that was my complaint issue too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one of the things we always ask our creators, Ben, is how you got started in this industry. Like, what was the catalyst? How did you get involved in this world?
So I, before I got into covering tech, was more of like a conventional, so to speak. I used in Hong Kong. I used to write for an English newspaper in Hong Kong. So that's how long ago this was, when newspapers were still a thing, like 15 years ago. So I wrote for a newspaper, and I wrote for a physical magazine too. So I cover. So I got very lucky. I always got to cover stuff that I like. I used to review movies and music in Hong Kong, and I love movies and music.
Okay.
So I did that. Yeah, I did that all the way up until teen, when a former colleague of mine moved over to Forbes Asia, and she asked to be one of the contributors, and I knew, and then she asked me to pick a topic on what I wanted to write about, and I pitched her either movies or consumer tech, and she was like, "Oh, why don't you write about consumer tech? Because we already have a couple of people." So I started consumer tech completely as a fan at first. I would write about LG phones. Okay, I like LG phones now.
Yeah.
So LG phone, and then next thing I knew, LG PR started reaching out, emailing, saying, "Hey Ben, would you like to try our next phone because you've been writing about us?" Yeah. So then. And then at that point, I didn't even use any Chinese phones yet, because that was at that point when people still thought of Chinese brands as maybe lower quality. So I didn't knew it. I had never used a Xiaomi or Huawei, but I decided to try it because I was testing LG and Samsung a bit. So I started testing Huawei, was the first one, the P9 Pro, and I was surprised at how good it was. Yeah, and then I started testing Xiaomi, and then by the time like the Huawei P20 came around, I was like, wow, okay, Chinese phones actually may have better hardware than even whatever Samsung or LG's giving us. Started covering that, and then the same process. As I started writing about it, they started reaching out to me, inviting me to things and sending me units. So that's how I got started covering tech. And then about 6 years ago, I started doing YouTube on the side in addition to writing. But the YouTube was just for fun at first. Like my first 4 years, it was just completely random videos that I put up. I didn't intend to make YouTube my career or full-time money-making thing. I didn't even think it was possible. But then eventually, YouTube started picking up. And then fortunately for me, the writing industry started to decline too. So a lot of the writing jobs that I was doing, and then shortly after, I also worked for XDA Developers as a full-time writer there.
Yep.
So then this was like 2021. But then by like 2023, the media industry started declining. Like companies were laying off people. Forbes were like giving pay cuts, making writers take a pay cut. So then that's when I started pivoting more to video. And then now luckily, video is like most of my income. Like I still write, but very little. It's like now 90% of my income is from YouTube, 10% is from writing. Whereas 5 years ago, it was the other way around. It was 90% writing and 10% video.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things, like our listeners are always, a lot of them are a mix of like creators and influencers and all of that, but they always wonder when we interview different creators on our podcast, who, how did they get into the industry? How did they start happening? Jason, I know he has a YouTube channel. I have a website where I review products. So, I mean, we all work in the space, but it's just funny how different stories kind of like start these new things, right? Now, the second question we always ask our creators, Ben, is, what is your favorite piece of tech ever? So, and I'll give you some context here before you answer. It would be the one device or thing you wish you could go back to and still functionally be able to use today.
That's a hard question. I'll give you an example. For me, it's a T-Mobile Sidekick. I used to love the T-Mobile Sidekick.
There were a lot of Actually, that would be one of my contenders too, because that was actually I was still living in the US at the time, so I had T-Mobile Sidekick, and that was my first phone where I could get on the internet anywhere.
Yes.
Previously,
Yes.
like I had like some Sony Ericsson.
Oh yeah.
T-Mobile Sidekick was a film. I was like texting friends outside, and I thought it was so cool.
Yeah. Yep. I was in college. I would go to my girl's dorm and I'd like message her and like watch, you know, like it was funny because you're like right there. Right now we look at it like that's kind of creepy, but like you could message somebody like right next to him and they wouldn't know. They think, oh, he's sitting at his computer, but he's not. Yeah. No. That's the T-Mobile Sidekick was amazing. Exactly. The black and white version and the color version. Yeah. It was something for me was one of the first I've ever experienced like enjoyment with tech.
Yeah. That is probably one of my top 2 or 3 answers if I had to think of a list, but yes.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'll let you ponder it. Maybe something will come along as we go, but yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. Now, Ben, so right now we're in April. So is there a product that you're genuinely looking forward to this year? Is there something that you're hoping to see an improvement on, or something that you're just excited about seeing this year?
So usually I Chinese Ultra phones every year, so that flood it's about wrapping up. Like the last one should be the Oppo one, but then after that, I'm probably most looking forward to the foldable iPhone just to see what Apple cooks up. Although from the leak so far, I'm a little bit disappointed, but I do think it'll be a noteworthy device just for the fact that it'll be the first foldable for a lot of like casual smartphone fans that will consider because they'll never consider it like a Huawei or something like that. Yeah. And then also I think we'll finally see real multi-tap on iOS. To be able to open like 2 apps at the same in split screen, so that'll be cool.
Now, do you think we've been talking a little bit about the iPhone Fold? Do you think they're going to be able to make it as functional multitasking as, say, like, you know, the Oppo Find N6 or like the Honor Magic V6? Like, do you think they're going to get it on the first try, or is this going to be like a OG Pixel Fold scenario?
I think they should be able to get pretty close. I think Apple has enough resources to not put off that because that was quite dated even at the time of it.
Well, the Pixel Fold had a good aspect ratio, though. It did have a good aspect ratio.
Yeah. That's about all they have. I'm already a little bit annoyed that now Apple's going to get all the credit for reinventing the wide fold again when Pixel Fold and the first Oppo finance having formed.
Yeah. Are you? What are your thoughts on this? I think it's the Z Fold 8 Wide that's apparently meant to be coming out. This wide version.
I am not too particularly excited about it because I just feel like at this point, Samsung's hardware they're quite behind whatever Oppo or Huawei is doing. So unless Samsung makes a miraculous jump this year, whatever the Fold 8 is, it's not going to be better than the Find N6.
No,
I think Find N6 is about as flawless as a foldable phone can get right now. Wow. And then the only reason I'm even excited about the iPhone 4 is because it's running on Apple Silicon and it has a completely different operating system. Otherwise, I don't think the hardware will be better necessarily. Like, I highly doubt the cameras will be better than whatever.
Yeah.
So my issue with Samsung is they always try to one up Apple before Apple does it. Like I told Darren the other day, I picked up another S25 Edge, and the only reason why I get it is because I need ultra wideband for my Tesla for the key, and no companies offer it but Samsung and Google and Apple. But they did that right before the Air came out. My view of the Z Fold 8 Wide or whatever they want to call it, it's like, hey, we're going to push this out because we know Apple's doing something similar. And when they do that, they rushed it. Now the Edge is a great device, but it was under the radar. It wasn't miraculous, and I fear, like you said, it's going to just skate by just so Samsung fans have something like Apple. That's my understanding. I could be totally off base, and maybe I am, but that's how I feel about it.
No, it's definitely true that all the wide folds are copying. I mean, to be honest, the Chinese brands are going to do the same. Like Honor already told me the last foldable phone, the V6, was the last of the regular foldable. They said the next one's going to be wide, and I was like, why? And just because Apple's doing it. That's unfortunately how it is in the Android space. So, so the thing is, I do think when Apple puts out the wide phone, because they're Apple, there's going to be enough apps that are developed for the wider screen to take advantage of it. Like we're going to see some UI stuff that we haven't seen before. But with a Samsung wide phone, because it was coming out first, I don't think it'll be any different from any of the previous Android foldables or Samsung foldables we've used, except the apps stretch an extra like quarter of an inch or something. You know, so I don't really see.
So I'm Australian, Ben, and there's a saying that's in Australia called "putting lipstick on a pig." And
no, we have that in the US too.
And the US, So that for me, I feel like that's what Samsung's going to do here. They're going to basically take their existing fold formula and just kind of put some lipstick on it and shrink it down and make it a little bit wider.
Here's the problem. Samsung and Apple own majority of the market, at least here in the US.
Yeah.
And Google, for all it's worth, they're doing a valiant effort on the Pixel line. They're still kind of behind. I just wish Oppo, I mean, OnePlus is here, I get it. I wish Oppo and Vivo would make a push in the US. I know it's not worth their money or their time. That's why they don't do it. But as you had said, I mean, the last Oppo I had was, I don't remember which one it was. It was the one that when you use the, I think it's a selfie camera, like the back slid up, it had I forget what the Oppo one that was. That was the last Oppo I actually used.
Like the original Find X, the one that flips over? Okay.
Yeah, that's the last time I had an Oppo, and here in the US, like I had the Infinite. What was the one I was talking about?
Infinix.
The Infinix. I don't know if you had that. I don't know, Ben, if you had that phone, the Infinix with the Italian car company. Like I got it here, didn't work on any US carriers at all. So I was stuck with a phone that I paid for that I couldn't use. So it's hard to import phones. I know Oppo and Vivo will more than likely work here in the US. If they're global.
I know for sure Vivo, Oppo, all the major brands, Xiaomi, they will work on T-Mobile, at least in LA. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have T-Mobile, but that Infinix did not work on T-Mobile, I found out. Hard way.
Right. Yeah. And they usually work on with every phone? T-Mobile?
Usually, yeah. Verizon, AT&T are just so hard to work with because they have whitelists and I get it. They say it's security, but it's more just to rope you in to get those monthly payments on phones. We won't go into that.
Yeah. Now, Ben, this might be a bit of a loaded question, and I don't want you to ruin any associations with any brands that you have. But what's a brand that's been kind of disappointing to you as of late? Ooh. Like, what's a device or a brand that you're just kind of you wish they could do more, you wish they could do better?
Samsung. I thought the S26 Ultra. I do like the privacy display, and I think it's an actual useful feature. But if you remove the privacy display, I literally don't know what is new with the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And I've been vocal in my videos criticizing Samsung, and luckily in Hong Kong they're pretty nice. They still let me review the stuff, but I've been disappointed with them for a couple of years now. I think they can do better.
Yeah. You would think it's funny. Like, I was talking to Jason just before we came on air today, and there's been a lot of, I've been reading a lot of articles about Google and the Pixel line, and they just seem to be having more and more issues with updates and, just hardware and stuff. I said to Jason that I feel like Google, for me, is starting to go down the path of like LG, where they want to release good phones, but people are getting more and more frustrated with the brand, and usually frustration leads to less sales. Less sales means to an eventual, hey, we're not going to make them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jason,
I think Google's in the. Sorry, continue, please.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, man. We got a slight delay there. Go ahead, Ben. Sorry about that.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We might have lost him.
No, I'm sorry. It might be my hotel Wi-Fi too. Apologies. The hotel.
No, you're fine. You're a little bit of distance away. We get it.
Yes, we're good. We can hear you.
And I was just going to introduce to him. Oh no.
We've okay, well, Ben is still with us. I don't know if he can hear me or not, but we can still see you, Ben. You're still on screen. You're just a little bit.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and share a little article while we're waiting for him to join back in. Maybe this is a phone he's interested in reviewing down the line. So,
sure,
we do have a phone we've been kind of following for a while. We haven't seen. It's kind of like a ghost. What do you think of this phone right here?
The Trump phone. There we go.
The Trump phone. Now, this is a heavily redesigned. So, if by looking at this, you can tell it's a little more.
It doesn't look redesigned to me. I looked at this article now.
It looks a little more precise. It doesn't look as generic as the photo of the guy holding the phone that before we had.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think it looks like a cheap phone. What do you think?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Design wise, I don't see a ton of difference going on there.
Listen, do you see the caption in the picture? Still proud, still American, still gold. Now, Trump Mobile. Now, I haven't went to their website, but they apparently overhauled the website. A new logo, new design language, and this is the new version of the T1.
Right. Okay.
And it says the redesigned phone is the same one the two company executives showed me over a video call. So it's the
one that was in the image that we've been using for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, okay.
No word of when it will arrive.
They keep just redesigning and remaking and showing.
And then The Verge asked for a subscription, so I can't.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah,
but it's interesting that this phone is like I don't understand what the draw is. Like, you have to be a huge Trump fan to like even want this phone.
I do think though, more and more I see the renders, it is a TCL. The more and more
it doesn't even matter what it is. It doesn't have to be. It could be a TCL. All this is a rebranded phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad that I don't know. I'm not a huge like if they had come out here with something like innovative.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap. Okay. It's a Trump phone only available in the US, whatever. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Do you know what they should have done? And this is going to sound crazy, but hear me out.
Okay.
What if they used the Unihertz Titan Elite? Like a keyboard Android-based phone, like the newest one that's coming out. What if they had used one of those as the design language for their Trump phone?
Can I be honest with you about that?
Yeah.
So I had the Titan Unihertz
Your
2,
OG?
not the Elite.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a chunker. Like it was
huge.
It
was fat.
I hate to say this, the Elite 2 is just as big.
Yeah.
And there's two versions, and the Pro won't come out right away, and it's people, I'm in a Facebook group with those guys because I originally backed it and then I backed out. No pun intended.
That's what she said.
So I don't know if Unihertz is playing the game. Like, hey, we need to get it out here first before the Clicks communicator comes out. And
I honestly think that's what they're rushing to do.
Unihertz is known for niche phones.
Yeah.
And they're interesting, but they're not flagship. So people are like, I'm canceling because the cameras suck. Okay, you're buying a Unihertz phone. I don't care if it's the most expensive Unihertz phone they ever made. The cameras are never going to be amazing, at least until we know for sure. I
actually canceled my Clicks communicator reservation this week.
I knew you would. That's why I never backed it. It's one of those things where I've used a few phones with keyboards.
Yeah.
And once you've been on a screen for this long, it isn't that, to me. Now, I'm sure muscle memory will bring it back.
Yeah.
But I don't think keyboard has that much of an advantage. And the Clicks case, all that does is make your phone bigger. Now, nothing against Mr. Who's the Boss. Captain Two Phones, Mr. Fisher. Yeah. I love to have him on the podcast to talk about it. I think if I'm going to buy a communication device that has a keyboard, it's going to be Clicks because I think it's going to be more well made.
Yes.
Because it has to be. It's someone's name's on the line. Unihertz is known for just making phones. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I know we got on a tangent there, but hopefully Mr. Ben Sin can come back because God, I'm a huge fan of his YouTube channel.
His Wi-Fi was just dropping out there. So we'll see. Maybe you'll pop back in throughout the show. But
sure.
I want to, if you saw our thumbnail this week, you would have seen that was a throwback to the, I forget the name every time. What's it called? What's that stupid furry thing called? Oh, here he is. Oh, I've got to let him in apparently.
He's not showing up. So Ben's having some technical difficulties. I don't see him getting. I don't know. I can't let him in. So he'll have to click on the link. But either way, so last week we talked about the Fawn Friend. Was it Skylar Grey? She's a background singer for Eminem, a lot of rap, hip hop artists. She's also got her own career and music, obviously. She did a Fawn Friend. It was a creepy little fawn that had AI. You started out on an app. You built some like I guess like a relationship with it, and then you could order for like $300. You could order it.
There he is.
So it.
Hey, how's it going?
Sorry about that. I was back for like a minute. I heard the whole Unihertz part, but for some reason I couldn't get in for some reason.
Well,
it's all good, man.
We were talking about a phone we know you're excited about, and it's the Trump T1 phone.
I saw a little bit about that too. Yeah.
Ben can't wait for the Trump phone. He can't wait to
before you cut out. My next question was, I know this phone you've been waiting for. I had it all queued up, and like your dropout just happened at the wrong time.
That might have saved me from saying something that might come off a little bit too.
No, we have fun at the expense of. We don't get too political. We don't get political in here. We just think it's kind of funny that there's a phone that apparently exists, but no one can get. And I told Darren if I'm going to order one for him, send it to Canada, but I got a funny feeling that they may charge me a couple grand to have it sent to Canada.
Yeah, tariffs. Yeah.
Yeah, and just objectively speaking, I don't think that phone's going to be any good. The hardware doesn't look that great.
It's a rebranded Chinese phone. You know, it's some low budget.
Let's ask Ben actually this question. So we've been going through.
Hold on, let me pull it back up.
Yeah. We've been going through all of the smartphone brands, the lesser known smartphone brands, and trying to match up what brand we think this is rebranded. So my bet is that it's a TCL phone.
I think it was like a Motorola TCL blue
Jason
phone.
says it's a Motorola
Could
or
be
something
blue.
like that, or a blue phone, maybe BLU. Any guesses?
It could be blue, and there are a couple of other really small Shenzhen brands. Like the names are kind of funny. It's called Doogie, D-O-O-G.
Oh, Doogie,
yeah. So I think it could be one of those because I feel like even TCL and Motorola, they're kind of big enough names that they would not just rebrand a phone like this unless it's the most enough. Budget. Yeah,
I'm trying to think like there's not who makes the phone, the tank with the projector built into it, something like that, a company like that.
Yeah, Doogie.
Like Blackview or Blackview.
Yeah, Blackview, Doogie, one of those. Like so, these are like really small Shenzhen brands.
Yeah,
really, it's really just like a factory with like 3 people doing communications. Like the emails have typos and stuff. So it's probably like that level of brands because those phones are like $100, $150.
So what you're saying is this is probably made in America. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I had to say it.
Now, Ben, we like to follow like strange and weird tech. And last week we were talking about.
Well, hold on. Did you see the thumbnail? Did you see the thumbnail for? You probably didn't, but
I'll just show Ben an image of what we were talking about. So last week we were talking about the Fawn Friends. Oh, hang on, I'm trying to find an image that's not inappropriate. Hang on a second.
So basically, it's an AI like baby fox. I don't know what fawn. What's a fawn? Deer maybe or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's
I'll pull up the website just so Ben can see.
And while you're pulling it up, you build a relationship with this AI chatbot, and then you can order a Fawn Friend, and it kind of interacts. It's like $300, $30 a month. Skylar Grey is the one that's backing it. She's a backup singer for a lot of hip hop artists.
Oh,
so our thumbnail is Darren holding this, and I'm running away from him.
Fawn Friend. Yeah. So basically, you chat with an AI assistant on this app that you download. And then eventually that AI assistant allows you to purchase a physical version of this friend that you've been chatting with, which happens to be one of these like very crazy things. $3.99.
Ben, when's this coming in for review?
Yeah, Ben's got this one. It's coming in for sure.
I guess I would be open to testing it, but yeah, it's kind of like the movie. It's kind of like the movie Her, but instead of a girl, it's like
Yes.
So it's $3.99 plus a $35 per month
That's ridiculous.
subscription.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So me and Darren had the idea of
it's kind of harsh. Yeah.
me and Darren were going to start a conversation with it, and we were going to have me and him replaced by a fawn and have the whole podcast run by two fawns.
Which I think would be very funny. But I think this week, Jason, I found something even better.
Oh, great.
So I stumbled across this one just randomly earlier on today. Now, Ben, are you a big fan of poetry?
Poetry.
Can't say I am actually.
Okay, Jason.
I like it. I respect it, but I'm not too knowledgeable about it.
Same here. I could listen. I like poetry, but I'm not very knowledgeable with poetry at all.
So this actually combines something that I think we all will appreciate here: cameras and poetry. So I want to show you the poetry camera. The poetry camera. So this thing here, the poetry camera, is this chunky looking, almost like Kodak-esque camera that when you take an image of something, it generates like this printed receipt, which happens to have a little bit of poetry about what you're seeing, like a haiku, for example. So the ones on screen here, just really quickly. So like, this one is, you can do like different versions. They have a limerick, a free verse,
Darren,
a haiku. Yes.
The Rabbit R1 can already do that.
But this is a camera thing. Right,
this is a camera thing.
I know, but this is like look. It looks fancy. So this one here was a haiku. It's petals unfurling, magnolia branches reach through spring's tender light, and that's a haiku.
Here's my question, though. Here's my issue. Like, this would be fantastic. Like on the Rabbit, like if you took a picture of something and like, hey, send this to my wife. Make a loving poem. Yeah. But this is just like making a generic poem with no direction.
I mean, I think it's using AI to contextually understand what it is you took a photo of, and then it's making AI generate a verse of poetry to describe what it's seeing. I mean, again, Gemini, ChatGPT, they can all do that kind of.
Can I ask you a question, Darren? Does it have a 1-inch sensor?
Definitely not. I'm going to think this is a VGA camera, if I'm being honest.
What's the process? Yeah, what's the algorithm? We need to know all the details on that.
We'll play the game we always play here. I'm going to give you one guess on the price. Ben, I'll start with you.
Oh my God.
For this poetry camera.
Say $199.
$199. All right, Jason?
I'm going to say $299 US and a $10 a month or $15 a month fee.
You're saying subscription. Okay, so
of course.
Price is $349.
It's close.
Oh, wow.
Expected to ship in May. So,
is there a monthly subscription fee for this?
It doesn't appear to be a monthly subscription, but also what's kind of a little bit concerning is when you click on the buy button, the whole thing shits the bed and you can't do anything. And it was, I don't know if you can see this, it's a bit small, but it was $699 and it's been cut in half for $349. I don't know if that's just marketing. Basically free USA shipping.
I'm buying the Vivo X300 Ultra before I buy this thing, and that's a lot more expensive.
So it's a cool idea. I mean, you know what? Like, it's kind of like you take an image, it generates, if
it was $100, for sure, as a novelty, like a Christmas gift, like white elephant gift for like a business, but like $350?
Absolutely.
No way.
Yeah, I know. Now, one thing that Jason and I are very interested in when it comes to cameras, though, Ben, and I don't know if you have any experience with the brand GoPro. I don't know if you saw this week, GoPro has just released
the swappable
monster camera. Yeah. So they've released this Mission 1 8K 60 frames video with interchangeable lenses with a 1-inch sensor.
Well, now hold on. For context, I just saw something today, like a little table. There's 3 versions of this phone. There's the Mission Pro, and then the Mission Pro LS something, and only the third option has the exchange or the lenses.
I think that's one on the far right there.
Correct, and it's expensive. I'm sure it's going to be outrageous.
Well, I mean, GoPro, we were talking about this, like, I think just a couple of months back, GoPro were in a little bit of trouble financially.
Yes.
And there was talks about them shutting down completely. So Ben, I'll ask you this question. Is this them going, let's just throw everything out the wall and just go for it and just see if it sticks to save the brand?
I think so. So I personally am interested in this, and I might even buy one because I don't have any contact with GoPro. I will open a buying one to test. But I do think for the average consumer, it doesn't make sense because if you're buying a separate lens that adds that much bulk, then it's the usual question: why not just get something a
Yeah.
little bit higher, like a
Yeah.
proper camera, or even like again like a Vivo or Oppo Ultra phone should still be able to take better photos than that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Like if you care about that much, so yeah.
yeah. I
But
think
I personally am interested in it because I'm always trying to film better footage with a small thing as possible because I'm always on the go. I'm like a digital nomad by
yeah,
definition, so I would use it, but I use a lot of weird stuff. So.
Well, my,
yeah.
my issue with this the most is that like Insta360 and DJI are coming out swinging, but here in the US, DJI is how these potential bands like the new
Yeah.
what is the new handheld they have, the 4. I mean,
Pocket 4, yeah.
yeah, I mean, is it from my understanding, I don't know if it's available in the US or is it?
No,
I don't know.
It is not. It is not sold in the U.S. and it's actually very interesting. DJI offered me one to review, and they specifically told me, but you cannot bring it into the U.S. And I've never had a brand tell me
What?
this before. Like
Yeah.
even Huawei, when they were at the most like controversial, they've never said that, and I could bring Huawei from the U.S. But DJI actually told me this, and at first I thought maybe it's just me because I travel back and forth a lot, but then no, there's this LA creator I really like, Potato Jet. He had to fly to Canada to test the Pocket 4 because I guess he couldn't test it in LA too. So.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something like that. So DJI has gotten, I know we're getting off topic a little bit. They've gotten around some of these bands by like right now, my camera I'm using right now is a Pocket 3, but the brand's called Extra. XTRA. It's the same exact camera. It's just not DJI. So do you think they'll start, these companies will license the property and then that's how they'll get it through to the US? Like, I would love to get it. I just don't know why. I'm not going to get into politics. We're getting kind of screwed here in the US. We're getting like Huawei. What was it the P30? That was the first camera I ever had from Huawei. And I sent it to a co-creator and he loved it too. And shortly after it's like, oh, competition. Got to shut him down.
Yeah.
And that's not what it really is, but you know.
Yeah. I do think DJI, the Pocket 4 will probably be available in the US under a different branding.
Right.
I think that was the case with the the one that detaches, like the Osmo Nano. I think it was sold in the US under another brand too.
Yeah.
All their drones too. All their drones are sold underneath like 3 or 4 different brands. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny to me how there are like these restrictions that seem to be so easily bypassed by just switching the name.
Yeah.
It's almost
Well, the biggest thing is, now I know we're not talking about this today. Maybe we will. I don't know. Like I had an article about the router thing in US. Like every Chinese router is now cut off. Okay, every router is made, but then but then the government says, "Hey, Netgear, you're cool. You can sell." It doesn't make any sense to me. Like TP-Link, like every router is made in China. There's not one American Chinese brand, but they're like, "Hey, we'll give an olive branch to Netgear." Like, I'll be honest, I can't remember the last time I used a Netgear anything. The last time I used a Netgear anything was when I was, this is going to age me, but when I actually plugged into a phone modem and used a Netgear phone modem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's crazy, but yeah. Companies are getting creative, getting around this stuff. So
if you don't mind me asking, what is the camera you usually use to film your videos? Like what's your go-to?
I use a Sony ZV-E1, so it's a camera that's made for filming videos.
Yeah.
But I have increasingly, because the DJI Pocket 4 is really good. So ever since I got it, the last 2-3 videos I made was shot almost entirely with the DJI Pocket 4, and then also partly with the Vivo or Oppo Ultra.
Yeah.
Because the tele lens is so good, I use it for B-rolls.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. That's my goal. I'm hoping to eventually be able to go to work trips without bringing the camera because I like to pack as light as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I think a lot of creators are going down that route now where it's like we don't want to carry these big heavy cameras around anymore when a lot of what we do can be captured by, a smaller device and with just as good quality and audio. So yeah,
these pocket devices are amazing. Like I had the Pocket 3, I got like an idiot. I sold it. Then the price skyrocketed like $800 here in the US. And then I found this company Extra and I'm like, it's the same thing. And there's some caveats like you can't use the mics automatically, whatever. But I've been happy now. If I can find a way to get the 4 here, Again, we're being recorded and we're streaming, so it's probably never going to happen.
We'll blur that out. We'll beep
if a
that
guy
out
with
later.
a black suits knock on my door, I'll know I can't get one. But DJI makes quality stuff, and I think it's just sad to see competition being stifled here in the U.S., where we need more, especially with Apple and Samsung. I want to see Vivo, Oppo. I mean, it's just hard. It's sad, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Ben, are you editing your videos using a laptop, I'm assuming?
Yes, I still use Final Cut Pro, so that is like the only Apple product I'm kind of like loyal to, the MacBook. Otherwise, I for phones, I'm almost always using an Android over an iPhone. But I do still edit videos on Final Cut Pro. But I'm trying to learn DaVinci Resolve because I'm starting to do more color grading, and that's much better for color grading.
Right. Well, there was a rumors coming out this week that Google is going to be releasing a Google Pixel laptop. Now, the last, well, I mean, let's just
is it Chrome OS?
No,
it's got to be Chrome OS.
I think so. I think so. But let's go through the history here, because remember, Google used to make laptops.
Yeah,
they used to have their own Pixel laptop. Now it's been, I think the last one, it was 2017 was the last one.
It was one of the best Chromebooks, but what's your baseline of a Chromebook? I mean, $100 Chromebook can almost do the same stuff as a 1,000, almost do the same as a $1,000 Chromebook.
It basically says that Chrome OS might not be what they're thinking of running on this, which is kind of interesting. So I think they might be trying to use like Pixel OS on a laptop. If
Chrome OS and Android they've been trying to merge them. Yeah. So I think because my thing is there's a bunch of video editors on Android that are okay, like pretty capable, but they never work properly on an x86 Chromebook just because of I don't know, whatever the issue is, the compiling of it. I'm not an engineer by any means, but it'd be interesting to see, like you can get, what's the Apple LumaFusion. Like a lot of people use LumaFusion, and that's on Android and Apple now. So that would be great to be able to use on a Chrome or a Pixel
is that
OS.
That aluminum OS they've been working on? Google have been working on their own like sub OS. Apparently that is the front runner to be powering this laptop, which is an interesting kind of diversion, right? I mean, I know Chromebooks are insanely popular, especially in education in here in the US and Canada. And I guess just as a budget laptop, alternative. But I mean, do you think, Ben, they can pull it off? Do you think Google can, compete with the MacBook Neo and the other like ones in that category?
That's a terrible question.
Yeah, I wish they could, but I don't think so. I think the MacBook's hold on the laptop space is just way too strong now. Because I travel a lot and I like to go to coffee shops, and literally everywhere I go around the world, no matter which city I walk in a coffee shop, it's like 90% MacBooks. But like there are people that use PCs, but I feel like people that use PCs are particularly like PC gamers.
Yep.
Maybe like a more tech enthusiast, very niche type of person. The average consumer, they've just gone all MacBooks.
Well, Ben, I'll be honest with you, I don't use Mac books. I can't. I don't like Mac. I mean, everyone's got their preference. I was raised on MS DOS and Windows, and so I think for me, it's just Mac OS is very similar to Windows. They're all it's kind of like iOS and Android. They both do the same thing. It's just how you get there is different. It's the muscle memory, and people get comfortable with it. So if I got more, I had a MacBook and I had a Mac Mini, I believe. I just didn't like Mac OS. I couldn't get around, like the file sharing system was like terrible for me. Like trying to learn that. I don't always have an Apple device like you. I always carry two devices, usually an Apple and an Android, but I was definitely very unimpressed with the 17 this year, so I didn't keep it very long. But yeah, I think with Windows, the problem is with Mac, they have everything in house. So they're saving. I think, who was the guy who did a video on this? Was it Mr. Someone did a recent video where it's like Mac controls all the prices. They make all the components, whereas Windows devices have to lobby. Like Asus has to lobby for the best price on the processor, on the memory, so it's a lot harder to sell a device that's compelling at the same price.
Now, speaking of Apple, there's rumors about the 18 Pro because 18 Pro is really not that far away. It's what, like 4 or 5 months away from now.
The color selection looks good.
The colors have leaked online. Now, Ben, did you see the colors that have leaked for the 18 series?
I have not actually.
Oh, this is perfect.
Okay. Here's my problem. Okay, Darren, before you
we're gonna play a game. Hang on.
Before you show it, do we really care about the color? Like when I'm buying a phone and it's taking good pictures,
people do. I mean, people went crazy.
Hold on, before you say
ugly ass orange
Darren,
iPhone.
Don't show the pictures yet. We gotta ask Ben a question. So the Vivo X300 Pro comes in white, black, and green.
Green, yeah.
What would you recommend? I'm not gonna say what I prefer. What color would you?
We're talking about the Ultra. The Ultra,
yes,
right?
The Ultra, yeah.
So I like the white the best because there's a subtle finish on the back, like an mountain. Yeah.
Yeah.
The green looks pretty decent too, but this year, I think the Opal looks much better. I'm a fan of that fake leather, black leather look. Yeah.
The design.
But I do like the white.
So my thing on the Oppo, and here's the thing on the Oppo. Listen, I love it, but I'm never going to rock that phone caseless. No one is. You're going to put a case on it, and then it just becomes like every other
nobody.
Device, right?
I'll put a case on it as long as it's clear, so if I got a certain color, I'd show it off.
That takes away from it too. Like clear cases are reflective and smudgy. And
I'll just be honest with you. I'll buy the most crazy color. I don't care, because usually I'm slapping a clear case on it that you can show it off. But go ahead. You can show these iPhone colors.
So Ben, we'll ask Ben really quickly. So last year, the hero color was, I like to call it ugly ass orange. What do you think is the hero color for this year's iPhone? And it has been leaked. This is common knowledge right now. You want me to give you a clue?
Okay, yeah, because I haven't been keeping up. I guess I've been traveling, but yeah.
Okay, don't give me a clue. What would be your dream color? What would be a dream color for you?
Well, I always like either black phones or a phone that looks metallic. Like I was a fan of the titanium color actually. Okay. But I think they're probably doing another weird color like orange, but so maybe like green or something like that. Purple, green or purple.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, he's on the long run. Yeah, he's got it.
This year's hero color is going to be, and I'll pull it up on screen so you can see it here, Ben.
Apple fans are going to eat this up. They're going to eat this up.
Dark cherry.
That's cherry. Wow. That looks purple to me.
Well, I mean, cherry.
I like that blue. I like that blue. Yeah.
Light blue's nice. Yeah. But dark cherry, the middle color you see there, is the hero color, most likely for the iPhone 18 Pro. Now, I'm glad they got rid of orange. And I honestly believe that no phone ever should be green. But that's just me. I'm a black and silver kind of guy.
What about orange? Because the Honor made the Honor Air, and it was orange too. And I had that phone, but being Chinese version, it was locked. A lot of things I couldn't do on it. But it was a hell of a phone for what it was.
Listen, I'll say it again. This like last year, every phone I got in for review from these companies was fucking green. The Pixels was green. I got what was it? Oh, another phone.
Xiaomi had a sparkling green, didn't they? And it was like
I just kept getting
too
green
much.
phones. I hate the color green. That's not my favorite color on a tech device. In nature, sure.
Hold on. So let's give Ben some context here. So every time, so it's funny. We'll get a phone. Me and Darren will get it one separately. We won't talk about it, but we usually end up getting this very similar phones. And I always get I'm looking at the Vivo X300 green because I like. Yeah. I don't know. It's different. And it's going to stick out more. And Darren's more like white or black.
Yeah.
So. You're going to sell the score here. Would it be green? Oh, Darren, you're looking at white or black, right?
I'm looking at white right now.
Oh, he already said he likes white more than green, so I love that.
That's the one I was going for. But I mean, that would be again. I just like it has an interesting texture on the back. That's what caught my attention too. I'm like, you know what? It's different. I usually go for a black phone.
Yeah, but you slap a case on it, you're not going to see it. That's the problem.
No, but I will know that I purchased something different this year, right? Like I know I broke tradition. I went from black.
So Darren, let me ask you a question. After I know we're not done yet, but after that conversation with Ben,
yes.
Which one are you going to pre-order today? We were going to do it last night. We decided.
Yeah, we're going to do it last night. We wanted to wait till we talk to Ben. Yeah, I'll probably pre-order the Vivo. I'm going to be honest with you. I know it's insanely expensive.
The Oppo on paper, like hardware-wise, is probably better, but there's something about the Vivo processing that's just effing amazing. Like unmatched, I don't know how they do it. It's like magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that's what's getting me too. And any of you, I don't know how much you guys care about the video part. The video part, Vivo is clearly still ahead of the Oppo part. Right?
Of
Yeah.
The
course.
photography is getting closer. The video is still. Yeah.
Well, Darren
Yeah.
wasn't a big fan of the X9 Pro camera.
No, I wasn't. No.
And we had, I don't know, the photos coming out of that thing, it's like very, like the Xiaomi, like when it hits, and it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But there's times where I'm like, oh, okay, it's all right. But the Vivo, it's like 9 times out of 10, it's hitting. Like if you're that kind of person who needs a phone just straight out of the box, hit a button.
Yeah.
Okay, if you feel that way about the X9 Pro, then the Vivo will be the one for you. Because
Got it.
because the Ultra.
Well, Darren didn't like he didn't like the zoom, right, Darren? The
zoom. I found the X9 Pro zoom just horrendous compared to the Vivo. I had the X300 Pro and I had the X9 Pro at the exact same time. And I remember I went to see a Harlem Globetrotters game with my family. And we were sitting in the front row of the stadium. So we weren't far away, but zooming across the court to get one of the players. It was the photos were terrible. Like they just weren't clear. They were like muddy. And I was using the 3 times and I was using the native zoom level. Compared to the Vivo, like as Jason said, like 9 times out of 10, when it hits every single time and it looks great. And if you're somebody like me who's taking photo of like, kids and kids running around and wife and all of that, you want the best.
But
and like,
Darren,
honestly,
maybe you need the photo kit. Didn't the Oppo have a photo kit? I'm just saying.
It did, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's no way I'm lugging that photo kit in my pocket to at an event to like.
Well, if you pre-order the Vivo 300 Ultra from Germany or whatever they sold it, you got the video rig, a bag for half off. Yeah, it's like, it was crazy. I put it in my cart and I was going to have it shipped from Germany. It was like $3,200. There is no way I'm spending $3,200 for a video rig I'll probably never use. I mean, I'll shoot video on it, but I'm not going to use a video rig for that.
Now, Ben, what's coming up next for you? Next couple of months. What's happening in your world?
So Huawei is launching a couple of wearables in May, so I'll be going to that event. After that, luckily, I think there's going to be a slow period for me, which is much needed because the last 3 months is very crazy for me.
Yeah.
So June should be a little bit slow unless I go to WWDC, but I don't know because with Apple, I'm like, I get invited sometimes I don't, so I have no idea. But that would be the thing in June, and I should have a Xiaomi's T series around the corner too, so that will be something. Yeah.
Well, what's coming up in September? IFA.
That's IFA.
IFA is usually in August.
August.
IFA's in August. Yeah. September is usually the iPhone launch, and September is when it picks up again. That's when like Honor will have stuff. So.
Well,
do you go to IFA every year? Do you go to IFA every year?
I do go to IFA every year. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So Jason and I are in the midst of trying to secure our little transport there. So if we happen to be there at the same time, we will definitely have to grab a beer and have a beer.
Oh, for sure.
And,
for sure.
We'll go from there. But Ben, look, I want to say a big thank you for coming on, man. I know it's really early in the morning, and I know you probably got up and
he's busy. He's busy right now.
Really busy guy. So we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
No, it was an honor. Thank you for inviting me.
And look, we will have to get you on at some point in the near future when things slow down and it's not quite as chaotic and not quite as early in the morning for you. We'll try to catch you on a Sunday afternoon or something next time. But we are the Tech Disruptors, guys, and we are Jason and I are on this campaign because I don't know if you know, Ben, but in the States they've just launched Netflix podcasts.
Yes.
So they are now broadcasting podcasts on Netflix. And Jason and I believe that this podcast would make an amazing addition to Netflix. So we're trying to fuck with their algorithm by constantly mentioning Netflix with the hope that we somehow get on their radar. So
like all our shorts we post, like we try to hit them up on it, but
every single time. Yeah. And, we are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, anywhere you find great tech podcasts. And, if you are watching and you enjoy, please check out Ben's YouTube channel and all of his writing on Forbes and all the other places he does amazing things.
Jason, in the description, we do have some links to your socials and things you do. And also, I want to remind our listeners, hey, check out Koss.com. Tech Dis is the code for 25% off, free shipping. U.S. only for now. Let's test the waters and.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll be on our little lonesome here in Canada, hiding up the top, not getting any products.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous tariffs.
Canada's so far away from the U.S. It's so hard to get.
How many hours is it between you and I? Like 4?
Yeah, but it's
like nothing, right?
Okay, tell Ben. So Xiaomi, I know we're at the end. Xiaomi made I think it was last year. They had what was the earbuds, the 5s, the Wi-Fi enabled.
Yeah, the one
amazing.
Wi-Fi.
So I bought them, had them imported from the UK. Darren's like, hey, send them my way. I'll try them out. So I think I sent them to him. What did you pay? What did you have to paying once you got them?
$200 to clear the customs duties for these headphones. It was
like
insanity.
The phones. I think I paid $250 for them brand new. I don't remember what I paid for them, but like he paid almost brand new for a used pair of earbuds.
I basically paid for earphones. Yeah.
Well, you did pay for some of my earwax. I did leave some behind for you.
True, that's fine.
So,
but that was a collector's item, so that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, right.
But yeah, no, we are not that far apart geographically, but the borders don't separate any of us, and maybe this is a great example of that because Ben's halfway around the other side of the world, and we're in the US and Canada here. So
I'll be honest, I wish I was in Japan right now because Japan is amazing. I want to go sometime. So
yeah.
Well, the weather right now is perfect too.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm sure it is.
Look, right now, we will be back. We're live every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Next Sunday, we're taking a little bit of a break from our regular scheduled programming, but we'll be back the week after with some, big news and hopefully some more sponsors for our podcast. But for the final time, thank you very much, Ben, for being on our show. You're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. We value your opinion when it comes to tech, and so should everybody else that's listening.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Awesome. And on that note, guys, we will catch you guys